Hello and welcome to the Quantum Paradigm. I'm Lara for those of you who don't know me, and today I'm going to be talking about how to stay in your magic and how to continually focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, even when the proverbial ish is hitting the fan. So this is easier said than done, and I want to just give you a story of my own practical application of how I was given the opportunity to practice this, because it is a practice. And when we begin to shift seeing the bad things that are happening to us as opportunities to stay in our magic and to stay in our power, then it becomes just that, an opportunity. It becomes an opportunity for growth, and it becomes an opportunity for you to strengthen in your ability as a manifestor and a co-creator. So before we jump in, I do work one-on-one with clients. If you're interested in connecting and working together, my information is in the description box below. So my story for you is basically I have two cats, two cats, a dog, two horses, and a hamster. And spring shots were coming up for the horses. I had budgeted for that. I knew it was going to be a certain amount. But basically, my cat ended up getting sick. And it was an extra $500 that I was not expecting. So my first impulse was to fall into fear and lack, to feel really annoyed and victimized and kind of like, what the heck, universe? Like, what the heck? So well, it's important to honor when we feel annoyed and triggered, when we fall into fear and lack, or whatever our negative death spiral is. Recognize it, honor it, but don't stay there. So a mantra that I use specifically to help me to practice this is that when something goes wrong and I start to focus on it, I remind myself that I am a divine co-creator, and what I focus on, I get more of. So this is why when it rains, it pours, because if something bad happens to us or something that we perceive as negative and we begin to hyper focus on it, we're feeding that energy. We're building energetic momentum in that direction. So we're going to get more of it. So a way not to death spiral, a way to pull yourself out of whatever negative experience you're having and create miracles or create a positive outcome, is to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. So you literally have to train yourself to do this, and it is a practice. And again, the universe gave me the opportunity to practice this. I think I had even recently posted something on Instagram about staying in your magic and not falling into fear. And so now here I am in this beautiful synchronous event that gave me the opportunity to practice exactly what I was just posting about. So it gave me the opportunity to practice what I preach. And I had to check myself. I really did. I had to notice that I was falling into fear and lack. But instead of choosing to stay in that place, I instead focused on gratitude for having the money and gratitude that my animals were okay, that they were healthy, that my cat was okay. I love him to death, and I would have been heartbroken if anything had happened to him, and it could have cost me a lot more. Basically, the blood work was super expensive, but it was a quick and easy routine of antibiotics, and he was fine, so it could have been worse. And focusing on the fact that I had the opportunity to practice what I preach and to practice my Jediism instead of falling into victimization, and practicing gratitude for the money that was there, for the service that was provided, for my animals' health, all of those things ended up creating several miracles. So instead of death spiraling into the sensation of more money leaving and manifesting more of that, I was able to actually call in the experience of more money coming in and blessings and miracles happening. I had a couple of bills forgiven. I had a refund happen that I wasn't expecting. And I even had, so my farrier, the gentleman who comes and trims the horse's feet, he basically didn't charge me for one of my horses. So in the midst of this one experience that I perceived as negative, by flipping my mentality around it and staying in my miracle mindset, by staying in a mindset of gratitude, I was able to basically create miracles and magic in my life. And this is something you can do too. It takes practicing it though. It takes recognizing when you're death spiraling and you're going down a negative trajectory and you're building momentum in that direction, and reminding yourself, I'm a co-creator. I have the power to shift this experience by the way that I focus on it. And by focusing on something different, by focusing on what I want instead of what I don't want. So know that we have the choice in every moment to either be focusing on what we perceive as the problem or the solution. But we can't focus on both at the same time. We can either be in the energy of the problem or the energy of the solution. And when we stay in the energy of the solution, the energy of what we want, that is when miracles and magic happens. That's when synchronous events come through. That's when divine time comes in. That's when the outcome that you originally perceived as bad can be completely transformed. And I actually want to leave you with one more story. And this is a story about my sister. She actually also had a similar experience where she had just gotten a new roommate. She wasn't really vibing with him. And she's a powerful creator. And she told me, I want him to move out. And she actually mentioned to him, I don't think this is working out. I would like for you to find a new space. So originally he was going to give her 30 days and he ended up moving out a week before the next rent was due. So she called me up. She was super upset about it. She was really disheartened about, this individual moving out last minute. Basically she came home and all of his stuff was out and she just felt really betrayed and upset. And I reminded her, Anna, you are powerful. You wanted him to move out. Focus on calling in a new roommate that's in alignment with who you are and what you want. And long story short, she was able to do this. She has a new roommate moving in, and he's basically an old friend that she knew. He's someone who practices energy work and Reiki and massage and is a good human and someone that she knows and vibes with. So from this negative experience of focusing on man, this person just did me dirty, I'm really annoyed and upset about it. Now I have to cover his half of rent, to calling in a new roommate in a week. She was able to do it within a week. Just focus on calling someone in. And that's the thing. That's why it's staying in your miracle mindset, staying in your magic, because when you stay in that place, magic and miracles can happen. Things that looked like they were going south can magically turn around for the better. So it just takes staying in the energy of the solution. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Please like, subscribe. Let me know, what's your experience with this? Have you been able to stay in your magic mindset? Have you been able to create miracles in your life? What's your experience around this? All right, my friends. Well, until next time, be so well and namaste.